was just in a video from a fellow YouTuber. Frankly, it's scary. The President of the United States stating that 90% of deaths from a certain thing in the past 6 months have been from the unstabbed. He spoke about the D variant. You gotta watch what we say, or they'll just take the video down. They won't post it. So you gotta speak in freaking tongues, not tongues. You gotta speak in code. Somebody asked me if I thought of lockdown. They're gonna do another lockdown. Yeah, I think they're going to. I think they're going to go further than that. I think they're going to. I think we're going to see something very similar to what we've seen last year when it all first started. Except, if you've noticed lately, it's no longer a pandemic. It is a pandemic of the unvaxxed. Fauci said it. Senator Rand Paul today accused that NIH, the National Institute of Health, of funding the research that created a certain thing. Of course, he was told that he was out of line and he was a liar. This was in the C virus committee hearing yesterday. Go read it, or go watch it. They want to keep talking about the pandemic of the unvaxxed. So if you haven't got the jab, you're going to be an enemy, like it or not. To what degree, I don't know. I mean, realistically, they could, if a private business doesn't want to let you in because you don't have a certain something in your body, then I'm fine with that. Unless that private business has taken public funds, then I'm not fine with it. So Walmart, public funds, Myers, public funds, Kroger's, public funds. All these large corporations have taken public funds. So I do have an issue with them saying that you have to do something. At this point, if people don't have it, they don't want it. There's no getting them to do it. This administration believes that they're going to be able to knock on doors and just say, hey, I'm sorry that you couldn't get a ride to the local pharmacy in order to get this done. We're here to give it to you. Oh, and if you don't want it, these guys right here behind us with the guns on their hip, they're going to make you want to get it. I posted a video the other day in my community tab of what they're doing to the mentally ill. They're going to do the same to you, because if you missed that too, I spoke about it yesterday. The past decade, they've been pushing this mental illness crap. Mentally ill. Everybody's mentally ill. Everybody can be diagnosed with some type of mental illness. What are they basing the foundation on? What's that zero line? What is normal? What is not mentally ill? Some people would say I'm mentally ill. There's people that say I'm over the top. There's other people that say I'm crazy. There's other people that say that I react without thought. There's other people that say that I do shit the normal person wouldn't do. What is mental illness? The ones with the power decide. There's a whole population, a whole portion of the country that doesn't believe that there are people in this world with influence because of money. They have influence because of their money, and because of that, they have power that have absolutely no use for you. And if they do have a use for you, it's only to benefit them. We know that there's certain billionaires that believe, Elon Musk as an example, talks about how we're destroying this planet with our carbon footprint. We all need to be driving battery-operated cars. Hey, go look at the the carbon footprint for mining that lithium. Go look at it. I mean, lithium is just like blood diamonds. It's the same way. Lithium is mined in Africa. Go do some research on that. What about them rockets his ass is shooting into space? What's the carbon footprint on each one of those rockets that get shot off? I don't know, I'm just asking. Just kind of weird. You think I should have an electric vehicle when the carbon footprint for electric vehicles are way bigger than the carbon footprint for a gas vehicle over the time of the car, because those batteries don't last the life of the car. You have to change them every 5 years, I think is what it is, 5 to 7 years, something like that, and they're not cheap. You have Mr. Purchaser of 250,000 acres of farmland who thinks the world is overpopulated. And I don't disagree with him about that. I definitely believe the world is overpopulated too. I don't think that some person or some man should decide who lives, though. I think that we should all be responsible for ourselves, and if you can't survive, then you shouldn't live. I mean, it's that simple. And I understand that's harsh, and I understand that, you know, everybody's got a question. What about the 85-year-old grandma? What about the kid that's mentally ill, or that is deformed, that his parents died in a car crash? What about all this? What about all this? It comes down to relationships and community. People don't want to hear that. So these people fighting over who actually won some selection. Doesn't matter. There hasn't been one in your lifetime that was legit anyway. Just for some reason they're now showing it to you. In all honesty, I believe that they are, because they're kind of giving you an option. You know, you think like us, or you go the way of the enemy, whatever that means. And as long as they have their state hired thugs to enforce what they want to be enforced, that's until it can happen. Next 6 to 12 months are going to be pretty interesting, though. What are you going to do when they come knocking on your door and men with guns tell you that you have to do something, or they pull you over on the side of the road? See, that now it's getting dangerous to the point that you can't even leave your home without having to be armed, and not because of other civilians may do something to you, because your government may. But who knows where it's going to go? Yeah, I think they're going to try to lock us down again. I think that they might get some pushback, that people are. Hopefully people aren't as dumb this time as they were last time. You know why? If there is another variant, do you know why? Look up the FLU diagnoses for last year. They dropped by 98%. Come on, people. There's something bigger going on than we know. We can sit here and speculate from daylight to dark, and until whatever it is happens, we're not going to know. But what we do know is that the noose is getting tighter in every aspect of our life, whether it's firearms, red flag laws, just whatever. You need to have a plan. Even if it's to go over here to this place, because alone you're going to lose. We all lose alone. And they're going to try to catch us all slipping too. And that's what they do. If they really think that you're a danger, they won't come to your home. They'll wait till you go to the grocery store and you're on your way home. On the way to work, on the way to church. To make sure you have your kids in the car. And they do those things because you're less likely to act out outside of your home. People, when if you get a heads up or whatever in your home, people can be very dangerous to them. Scary times we live in, people. You know, our car got drawn. It's our turn. It's just the way it is. It sucks that our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents or whatever let it get this way, that they just sit back and did nothing and let all this shit happen, that they let history be forgotten and truths be forgotten, and they handed over our freedom for comfort. It's a shame. Um, I truly believe that this generation of men, like, we drew the card. Because if it gets past us, the illusion of freedom is even over. And once it's gone, there comes a point of no return where it can't be won back. I mean, look at Hong Kong. For 6 months, they rioted. All the government officials just sat up in their office looking down on them, laughing. You can't do anything. You can sit there and throw all the water bombs and Molotov cocktails that you want. You ain't gonna do anything. Once you have no firearms, it's game over. I think that at some point that they will decide that the unvaxxed are mentally ill. So mentally ill, in fact, that you shouldn't have things to go bang. You shouldn't be in grocery stores. You shouldn't be able to drive. And I know, like, this shit sounds sarcastic and far out and that it couldn't happen. But if I'd have told you 3 years ago, people would be running around diapers on their face for 2 years because their government told them to, would you have believed me? I wouldn't have believed me. But let's keep preparing. All you can do is do what you can do now. Do the best you can. Worst case scenario, have a plan to be somewhere with people that you trust that value their liberty more than they do their lives. Because until you find those people, and until you have those people to protect you, you've lost. You're not going to win. Stay safe, y'all.